Get this started. Awesome. So ladies, gentlemen, everybody, thank you for joining us tonight. This is the official launch of Team Stratosphere's Billionaire Book Club. Yes, this is a book club for business development, and it's for entrepreneurs who are living with success in mind. And, you know, Mr. Bradley encourages all the time to read 30 minutes a day. You know, it's not because he thinks that we don't have things to do or that our schedules are not very busy. It's because the information that you are going to receive by reading those books that are suggested, because there are people who have been successful who have gone before us. And if we could just take the information on what they've done, it'll help us to kind of circumvent some of the roadblocks that are there with growing a business and getting to our goals. And we just grow in that process. So we're super excited about being able to discuss on tonight's call, which is part one of the discussion for this month's book, Go Pro by Eric Worre. It's about 7 steps to becoming a network marketing professional. Because we ain't playing. Look, we're not playing over here. So this is going to be an open discussion. I'm going to leave everybody's line open and unmuted because I want you to be able to jump in with the things that you have found beneficial as you've been reading and digesting and applying, you know, the information from this book in your life and in your business. And what I've really found as I've been like dissecting this is great, especially with the networking marketing, but it applies in just about every aspect of life, you know, or in any kind of, you know, business scenario, even in relationships. So it was like, okay, you could take and apply this in a whole bunch of different ways. So we're super excited about this. Go ahead and mark your calendars, because again, this is going to be part one of the discussion. So we'll probably get through chapters 1 through 6 tonight, and then get through chapters 7 through 12 and part 2, which is going to be on November the 29th. Same time, so 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, same place right here on Zoom. So make sure you mark your calendars for that. And by the end of the call tonight, we're going to share with you what our December book is going to be. So moving forward, because we're going to be doing this every month, twice a month, having those discussions in part 1 and part 2, so we can really get the gold to get the goods. So Eric Worre did an amazing job with breaking down this book, because a lot of people have different concepts and perceptions about network marketing. I know I did before I came into network marketing. I thought it was all kind of stuff that it actually wasn't. But he shares his experience of, you know, being this 23-year-old, you know, coming from, by the time he was 23, he had like 18 different jobs, and he was mildly successful in some of the stuff, but kind of going up and down. He kind of like sets a landscape for not only sharing his story, but what a lot of people are going through, and even maybe some of us have gone through in our own career paths, and especially coming into network marketing. There's one thing that he shared, which I actually want to read it directly as he wrote it, which was pretty amazing. And it was in the introduction. And he talked about getting into the network marketing business is actually on, I guess, page IX, which is like 9, I guess, in Roman numerals. I don't know. In the introduction,
that wasn't your major class, right?
It wasn't.
19.
Oh, that's what it is? IX is 19? Lord. We'll work on my Roman numerology. Look. He shares in that first paragraph, he says, 3 months after I got started, my network marketing income dried up. He said, and when it did, my positive attitude completely went away. I started to blame everything and everyone for my lack of success. My upline wasn't giving me enough help. The company didn't provide adequate training. I didn't know enough people. No one would respect me because I was young. I blamed the product. I blamed the company. I blamed everybody except for taking responsibility for myself. And I think that is such an important piece to kind of open up on, because at the end of the day, our success is our responsibility. The tools and things that are put into place for us to be able to move forward, we have to step into using those tools. We have to, go out and get the information that is needed for us to be successful, and not just in this opportunity that we have here with Planet Marketing, but in our life period. So they said that they had that song, when you point one finger, then what? Three others are pointing right back at you. Look. Exactly. So have any of you had an experience with, maybe dealing with individuals who have come into this business, like on your teams, or even yourself in your own, I'm just not getting what I need, and that's the reason why I'm not being successful with this opportunity?
I wouldn't say I had that moment. I would say I more blame myself for the lack of success. I don't blame other people. I take it all on me. It's my responsibility, but that puts me in a bad state, because then you got to move past it when you need to keep going. So I blame myself. I don't blame everybody else, but then you got to keep going. And how do you get out of that? And that's where sometimes I find myself, but no, I know it's mine. I know it's all mine. All my responsibility.
Well, that's good that you take on that personal responsibility, for yourself, but you may have people, who are on your team who, they feel like, hey, it's everything else, but them, or the efforts that they are putting forward. And one of the things that was beautiful, and which was on the next page, he said, so I made a decision to change my focus and develop the skills to become a network marketing professional. And that was the day that changed my life.
That is what I love the most. Is I'm a real by numbers process person. So when he said he developed the skills, you really don't think about it that way to start. I didn't. When I read that, I was like, okay, if this is a skill, this is something that you develop. You have to take your time. You have to learn. You have to listen. You have to pay attention. You have to read. You have to do the simple things over and over, because you can't be Donald Bradley tomorrow. That's not happening.
Right, overnight. Look, I'm about to be a millionaire and I'm going to do it.
Right. You can't be Philip Rollins tomorrow. Those things are not going to happen tomorrow. If this is a skill, you have to hone it. You have to practice. So that was what I enjoyed most starting. I was like, okay, I need to finish this book tomorrow. Of course, you can't do that. But that was it enlightened me a lot. It put things in perspective.
Absolutely. And then what about you ladies? What about that struck you about making that decision to become a professional? Because we're going to talk a little bit later about the 3 different types of network marketers that are out there. Those posers, those amateurs, and then those professionals. But about making that decision, like how important is that? And if you guys are on mute, then all you do is down at the bottom, you can just add join by audio and then unmute yourselves. As a matter of fact, while y'all getting y'all's lines off of mute, the chapters that we're going to go through today, I'm just going to give like an overview of those chapters. So chapter 1, which is network marketing isn't perfect, it's just better. So we're going to see how exactly it's better. Is a chapter 2, if you're going to be involved in network marketing, decide to be a professional. Decide to go pro. So again, going back to that decision-making process, which is huge in our business and in our personal lives, making those decisions. Chapter 3, like any profession, you'll need to learn some skills. You're not going to just jump in this and be like, woohoo, like I'm the best. Like, no, it don't work like that. So chapter 4, skill number 1, finding prospects. Chapter 5, skill number 2, inviting prospects to understand your product or opportunity. And then chapter 6 is going to go over skill number 3, presenting your product or opportunity to your prospects. Are we hunting people? Or are we farmers? So we'll talk a little bit more about that as we get into that section. So we're going to start in chapter 1, talking about network marketing isn't perfect, it's just better. So what were your thoughts on this particular section?
I love the breakdown of all the careers.
Yes.
That was awesome. I work in a corporate arena, and one of the things I don't even remember when I started saying it is I hate playing politics. I hate politics. I hate, oh, I can do this, or watching somebody so that I can figure out how to one up them. And it wasn't on my, it was never something that I enjoyed doing. I remember telling that to one of my former bosses. He was like, listen, you just got here. I said, see, this is why I can't, because I hate politics. And when he points that out, when he says, okay, let me find that page, because I was like, yeah, I knew I had this right. And most people who are in white collar jobs, they're not successful because they're good at their job. They're successful because they play
politics.
I said, well, see, look at that. I had that right all along.
Exactly. It breaks down that there are like 5 major career types, 5 major job types, where it's blue collar, white collar, sales, traditional business ownership, and investing. And in each of those job types, it breaks down kind of like what some of the pros and some of the cons are. But when we think about it, we talk about this even when we do presentations about designing our ideal life, there's like something called the perfect career list. And if my career had all of these items that I could check off this list, then it would be the perfect career. And matter of fact, on page 2, it talks about what some of those things are. It says about if it was something positive, if it had a great product or service, if there was unlimited income, residual income, you enjoyed the people you worked with, time freedom, something meaningful. And the list goes on and on and on. And of course, we can add our own, 2 cents to that list. But if this job that I had, or this career that I had all of these things, then it would be perfect. So what was brilliant is Mr. Eric, he takes a look at the 5 traditional types of jobs, and he says, okay, does it measure up against this list of the perfect careers? And this is great for us to be able to know, because as you're out there prospecting, as you're out there talking to people, and you may have experienced this themselves, everybody's looking for more. Everybody's looking for better. So if your job is not aligning with this perfect career list, and you say you want better for yourself, then maybe it's time for you to come into the new economy and to understand how to build the ultimate business, which actually, when you compare that to what network marketing provides, it gives you a check on every single last one of those things. So we got the good.
Yeah. And it gives me, it gave me an idea as far as prospecting too, because you can ask your person, well, listen, if you could design your ideal life and your ideal job, what would it look like? Check off the things. Are you getting those things from your current job right now? If you could get them, and what job do you think in the future that you could get it from? Can you tell me what career? And nobody's ever going to be able to check off all of those things.
Right. And it talks about like the business economy and the traditional sense, like that whole 40-40-40 plan. Like that no longer works. Like that's not real anymore. Like people used to be able to work 40 years on a job, be able to get 40% of their income in retirement, and then be able to last the rest of their life, in their retirement years. It just doesn't work that way anymore. So what Mr. Worre talks about is the new economy and the things that have to be put into place to be able to make sure that you can retire, that you can have the kind of lifestyle that you want, and how network marketing provides that. And it talks about how it's going to be based off of your productivity. It's not, you can't just show up to a job and be like, okay, I'm going to sit behind this desk for the next, 10 hours or 5 hours, however many hours you work in a day.
You pay for your performance and not your time. Oh,
right. Exactly. And have you experienced this, in any way, shape, or form, with your own, jobs? Because you see people who they retire and now they have to go work at not McDonald's, at Walmart, as door greeters, because yeah, exactly. Yeah, Miss Freeman, I see you sharing something.
Yes, I was agreeing with that. When they retire, they end up going to be a door greeter at Walmart, and that's kind of sad.
Yes. You've worked all of those years. You have put in all of this work, and yet what do you have to show for it? And then you got to go into your second and third and fourth career to be able to just survive. So this is what people are facing these days, and we have a solution to their problem.
Yep.
Now, I love this because on matter of fact, on page 18, it says, there is a catch to network marketing. You was like, hold up. Now you said it checks off the perfect career list. Everything's going to be all good. You're going to get all the stuff you wanted. But it was like, hold up. There is a catch. And anybody want to share what that catch is to network marketing?
You must accept a temporary loss of social esteem from ignorant people.
From some ignorant folks. And this is so true. And I can even personally relate to this because I know what I used to think about people who were, took part in network marketing. And I was like, okay, these people who either can't get a job or people who they just like peddling stuff. And I'm like, come over here, whatever you peddling. But it came... It's true. But it came out of my ignorance. It really did, because I did not understand this business model. I didn't understand what was really happening. And quite frankly, the most powerful form of advertisement is word of mouth.
Yes.
That's the most powerful type. Now we've come into a technology age where we're trying to outsource everything. We're trying to make everything digital and trying to detach that human connection piece to everything, or we could just automate it. But at the end of the day, there are still products and services that need the human touch, people need to be educated and to understand what they're doing. And the only way you could do that is by using this and using your passion and using your energy and using your enthusiasm. And can anybody feel that over a text message?
No.
Absolutely
not at all.
Not. So I was like, so you might have to lose some social esteem from some ignorant folks. But you know what? It's okay, because in that very next paragraph, it says that they're going to think you're crazy for being in network marketing, but you are seeing the future before it becomes apparent to everyone else. You are the smart one. You are the person taking action to live a better life. That's powerful.
That is profound.
That is powerful. That reminded me of, I think it was back in the 80s or 90s when Apple created that new campaign that had the commercial that was talking about the crazy ones. So you have the Wright brothers and Einstein and all these people who, because they were forward thinkers, people thought they were insane. But guess what? Those are the people who changed the world because they saw it before everybody else did. And with network marketing being how the new economy is going to move forward, you see it before everybody else does.
Yeah.
You're the brilliant one.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay. Now I'm on the right side of the coin now.
And people should realize, Ms. Havilah, that the world is headed that way because, again, say, for instance, a waiter, they are paid lower than minimum wages, but they can earn extra from their tips. So basically, they are being paid for their performance,
Exactly.
And that's unlimited. That could really be unlimited. You provide exceptional customer service. I'm going to give you a great tip.
Precisely. And so with this network marketing opportunity, based off of your performance, the work that you put in, the fact that you gain the skill sets that are needed, and those skills, they aren't complicated. That's the beautiful thing. They're pretty easy to acquire. You can be as successful as you want to be. Nobody can put a cap on you. You literally get to write. You're the writer, the director, the producer of your income and your life through network marketing. That's beautiful. So it says that, and this is on page 20, it says that people will embrace this get paid big money, because companies will pay unlimited amounts to people who can help blind people see, who can educate the ignorant, and who can build a community of like-minded people. When I read that, I was like, that's a mission I could get behind. To be able to help blind people to see, to be able to help somebody get to their next level and create an economy of like-minded people. Who doesn't want to do that?
Right.
Who doesn't want to do that? And we have that opportunity right here with network marketing. Like I say, it isn't perfect.
It's just better.
Yes. Yes. I love it. So that brings us right on into chapter 2. It says, if you're going to be involved in network marketing, decide to be a professional. Decide to go pro. So who can share with us, what are the 3 different types of individuals that are in network marketing?
We have the posers, the amateurs, and the professionals.
Yes. So
when I read this, I was like, okay, wait. All right, we need to have an honest moment. Let's have honest moments. You always have honest moments with yourself. When I read the definitions, I was like, all right, I'm an amateur, definitely an amateur. I have to work on becoming a professional. And this was the chapter that I'm probably going to read a couple of times to get in that mindset. Because one of the things I love that he says is a network marketing, when he gives a definition of a network marketing professional. And we don't call ourselves that. We don't say that. And because we don't identify ourselves that, people sometimes don't respect what we do. But it is a profession.
Amen.
It's a profession. This is not something, yes, it's a simple profession. It's not a difficult one, but it's a profession nonetheless, because you have skills that you have to acquire to be a professional. Exactly. And that changes your mindset about what you're doing wholly. Because a doctor is a professional, a lawyer is a professional, a teacher is a professional. These people are professional. They acquire skills. So we can do the exact same thing.
Yes. And when you embrace that this is a profession, it is a career, it is an industry, then it allows you to walk with a certain level of confidence and a certain level of poise that you're not having to hide behind, oh, what do you do? Oh, network marketing, like, no, like I am in the career of the future. Like I have the keys to that financial freedom and that perfect career that, guess what? You're going to want some of this too. So to have that and know that is huge. So when it breaks down those 3 different types of individuals, it talks about the posers. And I'm not going to lie, I started there. And then I started to progress along the little hierarchy. Because I was like, okay, this is like a get rich quick, like I didn't hit the lottery. Because you look at those different levels, like, oh, I'm 100,000 here, and then I get a bonus of 100,000 there, and then I get another 100,000 over here. So you're like, all right, now, give me my tickets. But it does not work that way. It is not a get rich quick. It is not like, you know what, I'm going to just do as little as I can and want to get the biggest result I can. No, you have to go at it like you were a doctor or you were a lawyer, because it's a career choice.
And also we have to commit to it, because a doctor didn't become a doctor overnight. How many did he have to go to school to get that? Right. So again, the thought that we have to commit to it. It's not going to happen in a year or 2 or 3. Even looking at our experts, they've been in the market, some of them more than 5 years, at the minimum. And you hit it big after an extended period of time, just like going to school, getting your 4-year bachelor's degree, going back, getting your master's. Doctors, lawyers, they go to school for extended periods of time. So we have to commit to the business.
Yes. Oh, you hit the key on the head. We listen to, like a Philip Rollins or JP Watkins or Eileen Ross, and we're like, oh my God, or Ann Jones. And you're like, okay, they're 3-4-star directors and they have the rings and they're doing so well. But you have to understand that they have been network marketers for, like you said, 5, 7, 11 years, so they have started to they have those skill sets, and they're putting those things into practice. So we can't expect to come into this and just be like, okay, bam, overnight, I'm going to be right there with them. And if you did, great. But even as Mr. Eric, talks about in the beginning, he had to build his organization like 7 times or something within the first 3 years, because it kept like collapsing and falling apart because he was not following the process. Like they always talk about, even Miss Deborah talks about mastering the mundane, follow the process, because that will help you to be able to build something that's sustainable, not just like go in and just shoot them up. It's not going to work. And even when it talks about being an amateur, it says that an amateur, what are they relying upon? What are they waiting to happen?
Luck. Look, happenstance. It just so happens.
Going out to get lucky. Right. They think it's going to be luck. It's going to be timing, positioning. They're looking for shortcuts. Like, how am I going to, make this happen? I'm going to maximize these results with just as little as I can put into it. I'm going to find that superstar person who's going to go out there and build my team.
It don't work like that.
Exactly. It just does not work like that. Well, on page 24, Mr. Worre said, my world changed when I started focusing on the skills and made the commitment to practice until I mastered them. Mastered them. And he brings out in the book Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, he said that to master something, you have to practice it approximately 10,000 hours to become an expert at anything. 10,000 hours. Now, I know for me, like growing up, because there was a lot of things that I like easily excelled at. And so my concept of like, okay, I can do it and I can get it quick and I can move forward. But there's some things in life that I found that it's just not that easy. And to be an expert at anything, you really do have to put in the practice. You have to put in the time. And the beautiful thing is we have resources that are available. You have people, within the team who are willing to help. Even though you're not in business, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself, which is a beautiful thing. But at the end of the day, you're responsible for your results. But you have so much support with people who want to help you, who want to see you succeed. Because quite frankly, we all succeed when you succeed. So that's another great thing about network marketing and why you want to be a pro at it.
You're never alone.
At all. At all. Yes. And as you were saying a little bit earlier, because on page 26 it says how people come and they have like multiple careers and stuff that are going on, is that I'm a doctor, but I'm also a network marketing professional. Like, own that. Like, say it with pride. Like, you have the good. Like, I'm in construction, but I'm also a network marketing professional. I'm an athlete, but I'm also a network marketing professional. You got this. So let's look at chapter 3 now. It says, like any profession, you'll need to learn some skills. So now let's start digging a little bit deeper. Let's see what exactly is going to take to get to that professional level. Because we know what the posers look like. We know what the amateurs look like. Now, what is it going to take to become that professional and to really go pro? So it says in most professions, you need education, right? Mm-hmm. You mentioned earlier, if you want to be a doctor, you have plenty of years of school that you have to go to become that doctor. Because you don't want somebody to walk into the ER talking about, well, I'm real passionate about being a doctor. And, I love brain.
Let me get the scalpel.
Exactly. Somebody give me a knife. No. Like, whose school did you graduate from? How many hours of practice did you get? I'll pass on you. So just like with any profession, there's going to be that time and effort and things you have to learn. But the beautiful thing about network marketing is it is not complicated. It's not a whole bunch of stuff that you need to learn. And no matter what your experience, your background, your age, you're not too young, you're not too old. It doesn't matter what race you are. It doesn't matter what gender you are. You can create whatever kind of financial freedom or what kind of time freedom or personal freedom you want with this opportunity. So you can't say, oh, it's because I'm Black. Or, oh, it's because, I'm 92. Or, oh, it's because, I'm 22. None of that works in this profession. None of it. So what are those 3 primary elements to a network marketing business? And this is actually brought out on page 28.
First one is the company's products.
Mm-hmm. So would you all agree we got some pretty good products?
I love our products. Don't you love our products? Then you just enjoy our products.
It's travel. Oh my God. We have travel. Like, that is one of the best products, I mean, that you could ever have. And quite frankly, these skills work with any product, but we just happen to be very fortunate to have a very, very, very good product. So we already, number one, we already on top. So number two, what's the second element that's needed?
Compensation plan. Woohoo!
Who would agree that we got a pretty sweet compensation plan?
I love aggressive. Aggressive is my favorite word to describe it. It truly, it is aggressive. It's like a monster coming to chase you. If you're chasing it, it's chasing you.
Yet responsible. It's aggressive yet responsible.
That's right. You hit it, you get it.
Oh, and I love that. I tell you, when I hit goals, like, months ago when I first hit gold, and they talk about, Mr. Bradley always say, when you hit it, you get it. The day I hit gold, I saw all of these $10 bills start popping up in my back office. I was like, wait. I was like, where did this come from? So I was doing my little research and seeing who this was associated with, because we had signed up a whole bunch of people that week. But yet, like they say, when you hit it, you get it. And I was like, okay, now I can speak from experience, because it's the real. Yes. And then what is that third element?
You. Working on self. Selling self.
Yes.
Improving self.
You are the key differentiator. You will be the reason for your success, and you will be the reason for your failure if by chance you were to fail with this, because there's nothing like you. So if you bring all of you to the table, you do the work that's necessary to build yourself up, build your own confidence, build your own skill set up. It doesn't matter what your upline is doing. It don't matter what your downline is doing. It is you who will be the difference maker. That's you.
Yeah, that fourth paragraph on page 29, when he says, I called my upline, call him up. The last line, it begins with me. I was like, wow. Yeah, that's some perspective.
Oh my god! You know what? I read that and I was like, okay.
It was. I thank you so much. I appreciate you. This is a goodbye letter. This is my goodbye letter to you. I thank you.
You know what? Matter of fact, we need to read this. Like, okay, so on page 29, from where it says, "I like to say goodbye to your upline," and you can say something like this. So Tania, read that little goodbye letter.
I want to thank you for this opportunity. I appreciate it. Getting into business for myself was important, and I appreciate you introducing me to a company that you believe in and that I now believe in as well. But from now on, when it comes to building my business, I will use you as a resource, but never an excuse. I may call on you from time to time. If you're available, that's great. If you're not, that's okay too. I'm going to build my business, and I understand one thing. It begins and ends with me.
Phenomenal.
Amen. Look. That is taking power and taking responsibility into your own hands. That is not a network marketing poser. That's not a network marketing amateur. That is a network marketing professional.
Yeah.
I read that and I was like, okay, let me make some phone calls. Look.
So it tells you, okay, wait. But then when you think about, and I'm going to take this back to our team personally. When you have a team and you start to build more than 50 people, your upline cannot be available for you like that.
Exactly.
It just cannot. You have got to start standing on your own 2 feet. You have to. So this was like, I everybody I talk to from now on be like, listen, I'm gonna buy you the book. Here, have it. I'm gonna print it out for you. Make sure you read page 29, fourth paragraph. I love you, but read it. It's very enlightening.
Exactly. And fortunately we do have a team where, hey, our upline and our leadership is there. They make themselves available. They try their best. But guess what? At the end of the day, people are going to fall short. People will never live up to your expectation of what it is that you want from them or how you want them to perform. But at the end of the day, this is your business. This is your livelihood. This is your future. So you have to take responsibility for it. So when you do that and you make that decision and you know that, as Napoleon Hill said, if it is to be, it's up to me, then you about to make some things happen. Some doors are going to fly open for you. So that I sincerely appreciate it. Sincerely appreciate it. And he said, it's not rocket science. It's not. But it is one of the highest paid skill sets in the world. You having the skill set of a network marketer, a professional network marketer. So that'll bring us right into chapter 4, into skill number 1 about finding your prospects. So, matter of fact, there on page 31, it says, they believe if they know a lot of people, they can have lots of success. And if they don't know a lot of people, they don't have any chance. It sounds logical, but it's just not true. It's not true. How many of you came into, network marketing and was like, well, I got to know everybody. Like, I got to know all these people. And, that's the only way I will be able to be successful with this.
Well, see, my problem was, I don't know if everybody know my delete the contact story, but
please share your delete the contact story.
Okay, so just before I was introduced to the opportunity, I literally went through my entire Facebook list and just deleted tons of people that I had been friends with because they just, I cleared house. I did the same thing in my cell phone. So I was faced with I was still gung-ho, but I was like, oh, Lord, where are all my people going to come from? Because I don't know no more people. I deleted all my people. Who am I going to call? But that's my journey. The contact story. Everybody on the team will know that.
Right, exactly.
You remember Chanel's contact story? Let me tell you about this girl. She deleted everybody.
And that's a beautiful thing to be able to know and to share with people, because even as it breaks down in this chapter, it talks about how posers, they make a mental list of the people who they know, and they're like, okay, I'm gonna reach out to those people, we'll see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the amateurs who they'll make a written list, but it's a very small list, and again, it's kind of like, let me just see how this goes. Where a professional network marketer is brought out here on page 33, they finding quality people, that's a skill. And see, most people don't know that is a skill. So even if you don't have any contacts, if you don't know, you didn't move to a new town in Jerusalem and you don't know nobody, like you barely speak the language, guess what? You can still be successful as a network a network marketer. And it says that professionals start with a written list and they are focused on the commitment to never stop adding to the list. So Mr. Worre calls it an active candidate list. And each and every one of us need to be able to have one of these lists. So get you a notebook, and write down these individuals. So the ones that you do know, maybe you do got a couple contacts in your phone, got a couple contacts on Facebook, wherever they are, write that information down. Even our upline, our leadership tells us to start with a list of 100. Okay, what if you only have 12? It's fine. Write those individuals down and commit to adding to that list every single day. And it even breaks down in here how you can add to that list. So you might want to share how they can create that active candidate list.
Where is my highlight?
There's every 2. Hi, everybody.
Hey!
He says if you put 2 down a day.
Yes. Putting
Right.
2 people down a day. Is that difficult to do?
Not at all.
Not really.
No. He say put down 200 a day. Putting down 2 people a day. So it says, and it even breaks down some steps that you could take to be able to create that list. Number one, make your list, and you want to make it as comprehensive as possible. So you want to include everybody you could think of. And that means everybody. Don't start judging and start like Xing people off the list before you even get them on the list. You write down your gardener, the man who came over just to sweep the leaves out of your front yard, at your dentist, your doctor, your neighbor next door, even the one that look at you with the side eye, write them down. Write down your cousin, your aunt that who, be like, oh, baby, write her down. Write down make your list as comprehensive as possible. Because right now you're not weeding. You're just trying to empty your mind. You're trying to empty that list out onto paper is all you're trying to do. And matter of fact, that database is going to be one of your greatest assets that you have ever possessed. Your contact list is gold. It truly is. And so it says, once you empty your mind out, so you're going to take step 2, and it says this is about the 6 degrees of separation. It says everybody know everybody through somebody. I was like, I know I'm getting closer and closer to Oprah. Yeah, I just don't even know. Look, she my mentor. She don't even know it yet. I'm like, I know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows her and will get me in contact with this lady. But so step 2 is looking at your list and thinking about the people they know, the 2nd degree of separation. So you think about all the relationships in your life. Who do they know? Add them to your list. And you don't want to worry about you like sorting that list or any of that stuff yet. You just want to keep adding to it. So you're like, okay, my brother. Who does my brother know? Okay, my brother went to St. Aug. Okay, well, all the people in the band at St. Aug. Okay, well, who does the band instructor know? Oh, okay, all the people in the class of 1978. You just got to keep on asking yourself that question. Who does that person know? Who does that person know? Who does that person know? And that's going to help you to continue to expand that list. And so it says step 3, because it never stops growing. You have a goal to, as Miss Pat said, add 2 people to that list every single day. 2 people. And you can find those 2 people where?
Anywhere.
Everywhere.
Right?
All the wares.
Exactly. Everywhere. And it even, how this book is so brilliant, it even goes and breaks down how you could add people from your cold market to be able to introduce them to the opportunity that you're a part of. Because our goal as a professional network marketer is just to educate people and help them to understand. You will see that written throughout this book over and over and over and over. Our goal as a professional network marketer is to educate people and help them to understand. That actually even takes the pressure off of you. It takes I got to close you as a prospect. I got to get you as a business partner. Yeah. Like I got to grab you. And nobody likes to be down, no way. But if you are there to help educate people and help them to understand, you become a consultant. You become a trusted advisor. People want to know what you know because they know that you're there to help them to become more knowledgeable about something. I want to know what you know. And then step 4, it says network on purpose. Get out there.
That right there. Okay, the network on purpose. So, contact list. I was like, okay, well, you got to find new people. That was not that's no big deal. But I said, where, how? And then when I read that, I was like, oh, well, that's simple. Hobby, gym, join, fun. And then I started looking at things like the events that we had. Like we just recently had an event in New Orleans. I was like, you can network at anything.
Yes.
It doesn't matter where you go or what you do. It does not require more than you starting a conversation.
Yes. It's literally about getting to know people, about sharing and express interest in somebody. And quite frankly, we're in a relationship building business. It's what we do. We build communities. We build an organization of like-minded individuals. And so you want to, everywhere you go, whether you're in a grocery store, you're at the doctor's office, you at a networking event, you at the concert, you at the game, you can always be meeting people and showing personal interest to that person. And guess what? You get their contact information and you add them to your list. That active candidate list, you're constantly adding to the list. So in chapter 5, we talk about skill set number 2, which is inviting prospects to understand your product or opportunity. This is the gateway. How you invite people, how you get them interested in what it is you're doing. Because would you all agree you have something good? Like you have something good to share.
Have something good.
Absolutely. You got something great to share with people, but there's a skill set to inviting them to understanding it. Yes. And it said here on page 39, it says, most people think you must start off with a great reputation and have a lot of influence with others for them to take a look at your opportunity. And quite frankly, that is just not true. You don't have to have any of those things. If you just follow these simple skill sets, these simple steps that this book outlines, then you can be a successful professional network marketer. I love here on page 40, we break down most people when they want to share their opportunity with somebody, what do? You just go out and start shooting people, huh? Just like, bam, you need to be traveling around the world. Bam, you need to be a part of this company and making a whole bunch of money. Bam, you need to
attack. You want to attack people? I did. I definitely want to attack. You need to do it. I know what you're playing with. You know you don't have no money. You know you broke.
You're a hunter. And guess what? Prey runs away from people.
Yes,
they run away. If somebody came at you like that, you would run away too, because you got some sense about you. So it says that people will avoid those who they feel are like overwhelming them or who they're being hunted by. And the matter of fact, if you do pull somebody in using that methodology, they're going to do the same thing that you did to get them, and they're going to end up failing because that is not a long-term strategy that will breed success. Like people, like what was that? I think Barry White had a song. It was like basically like practice what you preach. You know, you can't tell people to do stuff and then you do something different. So people are going to do what you do, whether that's plugging into training or getting on those morning calls or, you know, doing travel parties or doing the PS3. They're going to do what it is you do. So if you bam, 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 shooting them down, Wile E. Coyote around here, guess what? You're not going to do the same thing. They really will. But it said to be successful in network marketing, this is again on page 40 going into page 41, it says learn how to build trust with people. And when you can skillfully transfer your belief about your product or your service, you skillfully transfer that belief into somebody else, then that's the difference that will make the difference. And so it says our initial objective is to educate our prospects on what we have to offer, and then let those prospects decide if it's something they want to do. Our goal is to educate and help people understand. That's it.
That does take the pressure off.
Right? Because if you go in there like, okay, I gotta have 6 business partners by the end of this week, you about to kill some people. Like you about to go in there and kill some people. But if you're like, I want to be able to help educate some folks, I want to be able to help share and help them to understand, about this opportunity, about this product, that's a whole different demeanor. It's a whole different attitude. You're now farming, you're planting seeds, you're building a crop. not just going out and being like, Bambi, bam, Bambi, bam.
Bambi didn't die. Stop killing Bambi. Mama died.
Right. It said instead of acting like a shark, act more like a coach or a consultant. And plus, don't they sound good? I'm a coach. I'm a consultant.
I love to be a consultant.
Right? Like, what do you do? I'm a coach.
I coach people.
Mm-hmm. And so
Economic coach.
Build rapport with people. Like, what's one of the key things you can do to build rapport?
One of the things I find is immediately giving a genuine compliment to someone. It automatically breaks the ice and makes a person feel comfortable to talk to you. And we think about a genuine compliment. You think, oh my God, okay, what simple stuff works. And especially with women, I love your shoes. Your hair is nice. Where did you get that eyeshadow from? That makeup, the lipstick, something very simple. Conversation. Oh girl, this is from, I go to, and it's all over. After that, you can run with that conversation for however long you feel like it, but simple compliments work well for me. It's been working well for me.
Absolutely. Just expressing like personal interest in somebody. When you express personal interest, then people like feel that from you, like when it's genuine. And because people go around, they're underappreciated, they don't get the sense of, approval that they need for most of the people in their life. When you are able to provide that for somebody, then that person, like, they're drawn to that energy.
Right.
They will respond to that energy. So being sincerely interested in that person is going to like break down those barriers or those walls that may be there. So now they're going to be open to hearing what it is that you have to say. And I love how in this chapter, it really breaks down how you have to get yourself out of the way. You have to get your ego out of the way. As a professional, you use the tools that are in place, because it's not about how much you know, because what you know and how you do the things that you do just on a personal level, that's not duplicatable.
Nope.
What is duplicatable is a system.
Right.
And if you follow the system and you edify your leaders and you use the tools that are in place, anybody can do that. Anybody can do it. And it gets to the point where, and Mr. Worre shared this about his own experience, where his organization grew so much that whether he was participating or he wasn't participating, it was going to grow with or without him.
Mm-hmm.
Don't we all want to get to that point?
Yes. I was there. Showed up in my organization. I didn't do that. Hey, congratulations. Amazing.
Yes, it says the key skill. It says your ability to get a large group of people to consistently do a few simple things over an extended period of time. That's how you're gonna win. That's how you're gonna win.
Where I need to highlight that.
It's on page 45, and that's highlighted in the box. It says your ability to get a large group of people to consistently do a few simple things over an extended period of time. That's your formula for financial freedom. Simple and powerful.
I need to put a star and a highlight.
Exactly. So he goes in and he starts to break down some of those rules, on how to make that happen. Is that number one, you must emotionally detach from your outcome. You must detach yourself from the outcome. Whether that person signs up, whether they don't sign up, do not be emotionally attached to that, because your goal, your job as a professional network marketer is to educate and to help people to understand. That is your job. So it says number two, what do you need to do? Be yourself.
Be yourself.
Right. Don't try to be somebody else. Like, as much as I love Orlando Moore, guess what? I can't go and be Orlando Moore. I've never been in the military. I can't go out there and, be Mr. Walter Powell, Tiffany Powell, because she has some drop the mic moments, and I love that on her, but I can't do that because that's not me. So you have to go out and know that you are enough. How you are, the way you show up, as long as you are putting your best foot forward and constantly growing to be your best self, Can't nobody do it like you. And you are doing it the best. So just be yourself. That's it. Then it talks about number 3. What does number 3 say?
Bring some passion, but marry your passion with skill.
Preach. Look, yes. Bring some passion. It's an enthusiasm. It's contagious.
It is.
Come to me. I've got this really amazing product, and it's gonna change your life. And it's in the number 1 industry in the world. Girl, go ahead, go home. Like, I feel dead being around you. Like,
but you know what, Havilah? That is so true. When I first met you, every time I see you, every time I talk to you, how are you doing? Fantastic. Do you know I say that down every day when people ask me how I'm doing? It is literally contagious. You can't help but if somebody tells you they're doing fantastic, you're not going to turn around and say, oh, well, I'm not doing too good.
I'm doing
because
horrible.
when I say it, they go, oh. I say, yeah, I'm fantastic. Oh, okay, that's good. And then they smile. It is literally contagious. So I do love that. It's very simple.
Oh, absolutely. And everybody, like, what's people's goal in life is to be happy. Like, people want to be happy. They want to feel good. If you say, hey, do you want to feel, like crappy every day? They'll be like, no, like, I want to feel good. So when you can bring that energy and bring that passion to the table, people will be attracted to that. People will be attracted to you. So you'll just automatically, by stepping into the room, people will be like, oh, wait, who is that? Like, I need to be around that person. So you didn't already open the door just by your passion and your enthusiasm. And it talks about number 4, and I love this. Have a strong posture. It said be bold, be confident, be strong. You're not begging nobody for nothing. Not a thing. Because you have, as I said, you got the good.
Good.
You need to know it.
Oh, Lord, I'm going to say that every time, right before I make a phone call. That's going to be, I got the good. Don't even worry about it.
Exactly. So we're going to quickly, because I want to, honor your time. So we're going to go on for, a few more minutes, and then we're going to be ending on this particular chapter. And again, because we're going to be going into part 2 on November the 29th. But on page 48, Mr. Worre shares an invitation formula, because you want to be able to invite prospects to learn more about your opportunity, right? Well, there's a formula to be able to do that. So you want to make note of this. You want to write it down. You want to apply it. You want to use it. And that formula is broken down on page 48. And it says, step 1, you want to be in a hurry. People want to be around those and want to know more about those who got stuff going on. If you ain't got nothing going on and you just spend all day swinging on the porch outside, like, like, go get you a life. So you want to be in a hurry. Number 2, you want to compliment the prospect. And I want to share about this because I know you shared about it a little bit earlier about how important it is to compliment your prospects. Oh, yeah, I ain't about complimenting people.
Wait, I'm sorry. I misunderstood. I was so lost just now.
This is critical. This is a crucial piece right here.
I'm trying to think. Okay. Prospect at work. So I was talking to a lady at work, and I didn't get to initially compliment her, but we got into a conversation about her children. I said, well, you sound like a wonderful parent. You taking active control, because she was talking about her son in school. I said that. She immediately lit up. She's like, yeah, girl, because, I have to do this with them. I have to do that with them. I said, you're a fabulous mom to be doing all of those things. And she's like, yeah, I appreciate that, because he don't want to do this, and I got to be watching him, and I got to call him. So that shifted. I mean, we were talking, but she got really excited about that. So whatever I said after that, she was very open to whatever it was that was coming out of her mouth. She's like, yeah, you got to call me. Yeah, you got to give me, where's your card? So, and I was genuine when I said that, because I was thinking to myself, seriously, you doing all that for them children? They grown. They like 17, 18 years old. You still doing that? You are a fabulous mother. And I meant that. But you know, those kinds of compliments definitely, like you said, it brings walls down, and people are you take personal interest.
Yes.
And
even in here, it gives you examples of things that you can say. But of course, whatever you say to somebody, you want to be sincere, because that sincerity will be felt by them. So it gives you an example for your warm market. You know, you can say something like, you've been very successful and I've always respected the way you've done business. Or they even have examples for your cold market, people you ain't talked to in like ages, or new people you've met. You can say something like, you are super sharp. Can I ask, what do you do for a living? I mean, in this book, it is broken down where you can literally take these formulas, take these steps, and even have some sample scripts to be able to use to apply those things. That is amazing. So beyond complimenting that prospect, you want to move on to step number 3, and that's to make the invitation. And there's no one size fits all for this. So there are some different approaches that are shared here, you know, from the direct approach. And that's something you want to use with like friends, family, people who you know very well, to be able to go in, you know, for the direct approach. There's also an indirect approach, and that's about like asking your prospect for help. You know, when you're asking for input or for guidance, you kind of going around the corner to be able to, you know, make that invitation. And then there's the super indirect approach. And that could be used for people who are already highly successful, you know, and you are trying to, you know, say that, hey, you know what, this opportunity, you know, it really isn't for you, but you may know somebody who can benefit from this opportunity, you know. But of course, I know you're going to want to know more about it before you share this with somebody or before you turn that prospect over to me. So let you, you know, watch the video. Let me let you see this. And you let me know if you know anybody who would be good for this. But I know it's not for you. Well, they're going to be like, well, hold up.
Why it's not for me?
Right. It is for me. Hold up. You don't know it's for me. Look.
I thought that was brilliant.
That's great.
I love that. Because
that's
for me, that's
it's like college.
That's my invitation for my 3s. Because I've been hashing over these 3s, and I call some of my 3s, and I'm like, I didn't like the way I said that. I could have did something better, but that makes so much sense.
It's about using how humans think, how humans behave, and using that to the advantage of being able to help educate and help people to understand. So we just talk in people's language that's going to make them most receptive to be able to hear our message. And that's what these different examples break down for us, which is why we want to be able to use this as a tool. And it says step 4, you ask the if I, would you. Like, if I'm gonna put some skin in the game, you got to put some skin in the game. Like, I'm adding value, and you are also giving value in return. I'm not asking you, please listen to my video. It's so good. You got to just listen to it. No. If I am going to send you this video, would you commit to actually listening to it or watching it or coming out to this meeting? So now it's making where we got an exchange going on here.
Right.
That made a lot of sense to me. I'm like, oh, I'm committing, and I'm not asking them to commit. So this was really good. Like, oh, I did everything wrong. Not everything, but too many things.
But think about it, and that's the beautiful thing. We get to fail forward, you know, and because you had that experience, now you could help somebody else who's going through the same thing, who is now, you know, doing things a certain way, and say, you know what, I've been there where you are, and I used to feel that if I did it my way, it was going to work. But what I found through this process is that if I do it the way they outline it, it's going to work the best for me and for you. So let's skip all of this here.
The things he said, how he started, and the things that he did wrong, I'm like, okay, I know about that. oh yeah, amateur, I'm still doing that.
I am sure there's a part of this book that resonates with everybody as a way that they used to do it, and they was trying to do it their own way, and then was like, okay, you know what, maybe I should do it this way since that's what the professionals do. Right. Well, thank you for sharing that. That's awesome. Yeah, and so step 5, you want to get the confirmation. Why is that important?
It's a commitment. You're holding them to their word.
Yes. You want to get a time commitment, and you want to get them to set the time.
I remember when I didn't ask that question. My video never got watched.
Right.
Mine either.
Right, said don't suggest a time for them. Ask the question and wait for them to respond. And they give examples. If I were to send you a 10-minute video, would you watch that video? And then they're like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that. So you got a yes right there. And then, so when do you think you'd watch that video by? Because if I tell you, I'm going to call you tomorrow, at 5:00 or 7:00 better for you, you have taken them out of the decision-making process of like actually consulting their schedule, going through their mind and like adjusting things and then coming up with a time themselves. That's more powerful than you giving them alternatives. And a lot of times we do use that method of giving people alternatives, like this time or that time. That works, but this is an even more powerful method to be able to use.
Because their schedule is not your schedule. You're not doing, you need this answer tomorrow.
Right. Exactly.
They're not trying to answer you tomorrow. They're like, all right, I'll watch it.
Exactly. So you're going to get them to give you a time. And after that, you're going to go to step 6 and you confirm the time commitment. So not just be like, oh, okay, cool, that'll work. No, get them to confirm, because now this is another additional yes that you're getting from them. So you can do it, and they give you different examples on how you can confirm that. So if I called you tomorrow, at 2:00, because you said you're going to watch it at 1, if I called you tomorrow at 2:00, then you would have watched the video by then, correct? Like, I'm just confirming what you said.
Validation.
Exactly.
Validation.
And then there's another step. See, a lot of times we only do like one of them steps or just maybe 2 of them steps. But there's another step. Step 7, it says you want to schedule the next call. Schedule the next call. And so you can ask something as simple as, well, what's the best number and time for me to call you? So again, by this time, you done got 4 yeses. 4. Now that brings you from 5% that they might have watched that video up to 80% that they have watched that video or do the thing that they have confirmed, because now they've confirmed 4 times.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
There's some good stuff up in this book.
4 yeses, that's amazing. You get somebody to say yes once, but if you get them to say yes 4 times, they're going to do whatever it is they said they were going to do.
Yes. And I think this is probably one of the most important steps is the last step, which is step number 8. Get off the phone. Get off the phone, because you could talk yourself right out of all of them confirmations and all of them appointments. Yeah. Now, you already said at the beginning of the conversation that you was busy, right? So you ain't got all night to talk to them if you said you was busy. So you want to say, okay, great. I'll call you tomorrow at 6:00, as we confirm. All right, got to run. I'll talk to you tomorrow. It's over. Done. Let go. So on any of the stuff that we've covered so far, from chapters 1 through 5, and those skill sets and those things, that we can truly apply to become network marketing professionals, is there anything that you all would like to add or kind of like, close up on? Because we are coming to the end of our first discussion of our first Billionaire book club. So excited.
No, I think this is awesome.
If you can comment on how we can go back and fix some of these mess ups, because I've definitely not scheduled the next call, and a lot of people, when you send the video, they don't know, that they have not watched it. Now, no, you sent it from that app. Look. They don't know, they haven't watched it.
You know what? And say you did send it to somebody, you sent it through the app, and they said they were going to go in and watch it, and they didn't go in and watch it. So, and this actually gets into this a little bit later in the book, but I think it's so great that you brought that up. You don't want to like scold them for, not doing what they said that they were going to do. You would just go back through the steps again. Okay. Go right back through those steps again. Get the commitment. Confirm the commitment. confirm the confirmation of the commitment. And then, make sure that they set that date and time, you set that appointment, and then you move forward, because maybe you only did one of the steps before. So you were at that 5%, that they would or would not do it. But if you actually follow those steps and do the confirmations, all 4 of them, then you are going to heighten your chance, because people feel more obligated to do what they said they're going to do when they've committed that many times, and they have put their skin in the game by actually setting the time, giving you the follow-up information and all those things. So it's fine, from wherever you are with those individuals, just go back through the steps again.
And follow up. Okay.
Yep.
Great.
The fortune is in the follow-up. Yes. Yes.
All
Yes.
right.
Great question.
This has been awesome. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And I've loved all of y'all's comments and sharing. And is anybody else, y'all have any questions or anything like that you would like to have answered? Because I'd love to be able to answer those, or, we can consult Mr. Worre,
Actually, he answered all my questions.
Right?
when it didn't work and I didn't do all of it, I didn't do. That's simple, and I didn't even know to do it.
And I love how in this book it even gives you like sample scripts, and it's not about learning those scripts verbatim or word for word. It's just once you get the concept down, okay,
right,
here are the steps that I need to follow, and you do that and you put yourself into it, and you put your own little personality and spin. It doesn't even matter the words that end up coming out, as long as you are following the concepts and the steps, and it's going to work.
It's a guideline, and
Yes.
that was my one of my issues, is because I'm so technical and I love knowing is A, B, C. I need you to tell me though, is it A or is it B or is it C? Like you have to give me. I needed a base. Just if I have a base, I can work with it, and having that, I don't need a verbatim, but now I know. This is how I approach this person. This is how I approach my 3s. This is how I approach my 2s, my 1s. I know what scripting to kind of use to get them where I need them. So, yeah.
Absolutely. It gives you step by step what works, for all these years of experience. And this has been tested, time tested by people who have been very successful in network marketing, people who have made hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars in this industry. And these are the basic skills set that you need to be successful. And you follow those things, you are a network marketing professional, and you will create the type of financial and personal freedom you want within your life. And so because our goal is to be successful and to be in that billionaire club,
Yeah.
then we're going to follow the steps that are necessary to be able to get there. So if you have any other questions or comments, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us for our initial launch of the Billionaire Book Club. Yeah! I'm so excited.
Nice.
And I want you to mark your calendars again. We're going to go through part 2 of the GoPro discussion. That's going to be on November 29th. That's Tuesday. That's at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. And you can join us right here at zoom.us. And you're going to enter the meeting ID 512-056-1244. This has been amazing. This is like a dream come true for me. So I'm so grateful that each and every one of you came and shared your knowledge and shared your experience and brought your A game. So thank you.
What's the next book?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that you can go ahead and get that for next month. So in December, we're going to be discussing Keith Cameron Smith, the top 10 distinctions between millionaires and the middle class.
Amazon.
Okay, and as a matter of fact, let me just show you, which I'm going to send this all out to you so that you'll have it. But let me share this with you. So can you see it?
Oh, wow.
Awesome. It's beautiful.
Why, thank you.
I read that book and it is phenomenal. Oh my goodness. So what a treat.
Oh, you have our upcoming for January and February as well.
Yes. And so we're gonna have some tricks up our sleeve, some surprises coming with this book club. Trust me, you're gonna want to make each and every one of them because it is going to blow you away. Like this went so very well, and it's only going to get better and better and better. So thank you all for making this an amazing experience.
Thank you.
You for making it amazing for us as well.
Absolutely. Look, we are living with success in mind.
Amen.
Mm-hmm. All right, awesome. I will see you all on November the 29th. If you have any questions or anything like that, don't hesitate to reach out. You can always email me at ask@havilahmalone.com or WhatsApp me, call me. You got my information.
All right.
All right. Y'all have a wonderful
Thanks,
evening.
Havilah.
Oh, my pleasure. Absolutely. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.